So this is part 2 of me answering all your prep questions. I already knew this video would be a little bit long, so I wanted to split it up into 2 parts. So welcome back. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we're just going to jump right back into it. Just start where we left off. So here we go. So how do I feel about a 12-week versus a 16+ week prep? It depends on how much body fat you have to lose. It depends on where you're starting and when your show is. So I've seen someone do an 8-week prep, but she started from a really good place, meaning she had very low body fat percentage. She had a decent amount of muscle mass. So my coach was able to get her in shape in 8 weeks. But not everybody can do that. Some people may have to start 18 weeks out. Some people might even have to start 6 months out to get them ready for stage. Sometimes you'll start prep and you think you'll be ready, and then you realize, like, dang, I might actually have to wait until the next show because my body isn't changing maybe as quickly as I thought it would. Or maybe you're going through certain problems. Maybe it could be digestive problems. I know someone who's having like thyroid issues, things of that nature. You just never know what can happen. I will say the longer your prep is, the more challenging it is, because now you have to be able to say no for a longer amount of time. You have to be able to stay disciplined for a longer amount of time. So the longer your prep, the more challenging it is. But it's not bad if you have a longer prep. Sometimes you just have to. And so just ask your coach. Your coach will honestly be able to look at you and give you a general idea of how long your prep should be. And if your prep is longer, don't get discouraged, because if you do your prep, get stage lean, and then you're able to maintain not your stage look, because that is not sustainable. So don't try to maintain that look. But if you're able to maintain your weight, I would say if you're able to stay within 10, 15, 20 pounds of your stage weight, then your next prep will be so much easier for you. Because now you don't have to try to lose like 30, 40, 50 pounds for stage. You just have to lose 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds for stage, and that's a lot easier to do. When does prep begin to get hard? Great question. Prep. So the first time I competed, it was hard the whole time. I'm gonna be honest. The whole time it was hard. From the day that I started, I struggled. I was like waking up in the middle of the night, eating pancakes, putting like syrup on it, like the buttery, extra sweet syrup on it. I was going out to different restaurants. I was eating fast food places I've never even eaten before, just because my cravings were so strong. So last year, the entire prep was hard. This year, the beginning was, honestly, I can say easy. It was easy for me to stay on track the first, I would say, 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, I noticed that my cravings started to come back. So I had to really dig deep and make sure I didn't give in. Now that I have about 5 weeks until stage, it is getting hard because I see my body changing and I'm excited about it. I'm happy where I am, but I just want so many things and I have to say no, and it's tough. It is so tough. It's hard to go to work and see people around me bringing their lunch and eating whatever they want, and I'm eating what I'm eating. I'm just like, dang. And some of the things that they're eating is not even bad. It's just I can't have it. Some people are eating like taco salads. Some people are eating stir fries with like vegetables and chicken, but then maybe they put like teriyaki sauce on it, and it's like I can't have that sauce right now. So it makes me want it, and it just smells so good. And some people put a bunch of like seasoning and spices in their food, and it just makes me want certain type of entrees, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. So now it's starting to get hard. I'm technically 5 weeks out, and it's kicking my butt. I am not gonna lie. Actually, last night I almost gave in. I'm gonna be honest. I almost gave in. I am a texture person and I love crunchy foods, especially chips. It has always been my weakness. French fries and chips are the 2 things I really have to tell myself, like, Shaela, these things will be here. You don't have to eat it all the time. Like, just chill out a little bit. and I wanted to give in so bad last night. And I stayed up a little bit later too to get some content done for you all. Look at me blaming you all. Trying to get some content done, and I was just like, dang, I need like a little snack. Whoa, I was like, I want a snack. And I really wanted to eat some chips so badly. But I did it. I didn't do it. I brushed my teeth again, put some Listerine in my mouth, drank some water, and I went to bed. So that helped, but you'll have days like that. A young lady said that she admires bodybuilding physiques, but she doesn't want to be stage lean. She wants a physique that she can maintain without being too restricted or uncomfortable. I think that is absolutely amazing, because a fitness journey that is sustainable and enjoyable will be a journey that you'll be on much longer. If it's too restricting and it's unenjoyable, you might throw in the towel a lot sooner than expected. So you want to make sure that the nutrition program that you're on, your diet, is sustainable. You know, you want to make sure that your training program that you're doing is sustainable, but also you enjoy it. If you absolutely hate running, don't go for a run every single day. You're going to hate that. So if you love to dance, then find a way to incorporate dancing into your routine. If you love weight training, incorporate weight training into your routine. If you hate lifting weights, I wouldn't say get rid of it, but you don't have to do traditional weight training per se every single day. Maybe you take some group fitness classes that incorporate some weights some days, and then maybe you lift on your own some days. Maybe you lift with a friend to kind of help out. But the other thing you have to remember are your fitness goals. So you have to train according to your goals. So if your fitness goal is to become a wellness competitor, you can't do Pilates every single day and think you're going to get on stage and be as competitive as some of these athletes. So you have to train according to whatever your fitness goal is. But if your fitness goal is more general fitness, maybe you want to be around longer for your kids, your family, or maybe you want to build more muscle, or maybe you want to become more flexible, then you create a program or have someone help you create a program that helps you meet your fitness goal. Now, and I will say the more extreme your fitness goal is, then the more you have to sacrifice as well. So with me doing bodybuilding, I have to achieve a certain look. So that means I have to sacrifice a lot, a whole lot. I have to sacrifice a lot of foods that I like. I have to sacrifice a lot of time. I have to sacrifice a lot of social events. Unfortunately, there's a lot that I have to sacrifice to get to my goal, but it's what I've chosen to do. So just kind of keep that in mind. And also remember, there's more than one way to reach your fitness goals. When you look at these different athletes on stage, when you look at them at on the pro stage, at the Arnold, at the Olympia, they all have these amazing physiques, but they all have their own journey. They all did different amounts of cardio. Some might have done 30 minutes a day. Some might have done 60. Some might have done 2 hours. They all ate different amounts of food. They all ate different types of food. But guess what they all did? They all made it to the stage. But each one of their journey was so different. And just kind of keep that in mind when you're on your fitness journey. There's not one way to achieve what you're going for. You have to do research, and you have to try things out. And you have to try it out for an extended period of time, not 1 week, not 2 weeks. Give it a solid 4 to 5 weeks. See if your body's starting to change. And if it is, keep doing what you're doing. If it's not, then make some adjustments. And when you make those adjustments, don't make huge adjustments at once. Change minor things, so that way you can look back and say, oh, okay, I took out bread and this is what happened to me. I added in bread and this is what happened to me. I took out fish and this is what happened to my body. You can kind of gauge it a little bit better, but there's more than one way to reach your fitness goals. You just got to figure out what works for you. And your body and your lifestyle, because some of you all have families, some of you all are single, some of you all have crazy lifestyles and schedules, some of you all have all the time in the world. So everybody's meal prep is going to look different. Everybody's workout program is going to look different. Some of you all may have to work out at home. Some of you all might have a home gym. Some of you all may have to go to a gym that doesn't have a lot of equipment, and then some gyms have, feel like, everything that I need. So keep that in mind when you're on your fitness journey. But whatever you have, use those resources and make sure that it's sustainable and it's enjoyable. And if you need help, just ask questions. There's always somebody out there to help you. You just have to ask. And I know you all didn't ask for all that extra stuff, so I'm just going to move on to the next section. This is the very end. I know this video is getting a little bit long, so if it gets too long when I go to edit it, I might actually split it up into 2 videos. But my favorite protein, so let's chat about plant-based and animal-based protein pretty much. So you have plant-based protein, which is derived from plants, and then you have a whey protein. Usually is probably the most popular. It's very fast-acting protein, meaning that it hits your system really fast. So everybody has their preference. I tend to stick with whey. It's just the easiest for my body to digest. I'll put a picture of each protein on the screen so that way you all can see exactly what I'm talking about. So for plant-based, I've only tried 2, and I really did like both of them. My favorite is Ambrosia Collective, and I really like this protein because it tastes exactly like what it says it's going to taste like. Oh my goodness. So looking at their protein, they have so many different flavors. They have like, it's not even saying the names of them. French toast, cupcake, peanut butter jelly sandwich. They have, what is that? A ginger cookie, s'mores. They have so many different flavors. And when I say it tastes exactly like the picture or whatever it is that they're saying it's going to taste like, it does. It is so good. The only thing is, my body cannot digest it very well at all. Like, it is, I really do like the protein, but my body doesn't digest it very well. And I tried it last year. It caused me to become extremely bloating. Now, whenever you're going from a whey to a plant-based, that's something you may experience, but it should subside. So you might experience bloating. You might have some, like, it might mess with your insides a little bit, and then it should subside after that. But I was on prep. I didn't want to risk it. So my coach was like, no, take it out completely. I do want to try this again during my off season just to see how my body responds to it, because it's good. I would say the con about it is that it doesn't blend very well in a shaker bottle. So when I put it in water in my shaker bottle and I blended it up, it took a little while for it to get smooth. So you literally are going to be shaking for a while. The best way, in my opinion, to drink this protein is by blending it. So just put it in there. You can put water in there, almond milk, you can put fruit in there, blend it up and drink it that way. And it has the most creamiest texture that I've ever experienced in a protein. It is so good. So my second favorite brand is Phorm. I really like their protein. Their protein is actually a vegan protein. And it says no artificial flavors, no gluten, no artificial sweeteners, no animal products, no artificial colors or dyes, no dairy or soy, which I really like that because on prep, I can't have soy. I really have to limit my artificial sweeteners. And those are the 2 main things. I really like their protein. It's not bad. It's not as good, in my opinion, as Ambrosia, but it's still pretty good. I know one thing people tend to say about like vegans and like plant-based protein is that it has like a chalky taste to it. It does have a little bit of a chalky taste to it. So I found that if you blend it, it tastes much better than if you put it in a shaker bottle and shake it up, because it doesn't blend as well, in my opinion. Some people don't mind the chalkiness. I do. I want my protein to be, nice and smooth, so I like to put it in the blender. They have a lot of good flavors. They literally have, looks like chocolate frost. They have vanilla. They have chocolate mint cookie. That reminds me of the Girl Scout cookies. Iced oatmeal cookie. That's what I had. The flavor was actually pretty strong. It was almost too strong for me. I was like, whoa, this has some strong flavor. But it's not bad at all. So let's talk about whey protein. So whey protein is what I was taking before my coach removed it from my meal plan. So I no longer can take it, but once I'm able to start drinking protein again, this is what I will be drinking. ISO 100 is my favorite whey protein to drink. I love the flavors. They have a lot of different flavors like Fruity Pebbles. You can keep it very simple, chocolate, vanilla. I think they have, what is it called, a dreamsicle, like the orange and, remember that, is that a popsicle? Like it was orange on the outside, and then it had like that creaminess on the inside. So they have a protein of that flavor. What else do they have? I think they just did like a Dunkin' mocha protein or something like that. And I like their proteins because it's not overly sweet. I don't like proteins that are extremely sweet. And that makes me nervous because I'm like, it makes me think that they have too many like artificial sugars and stuff in it. But I don't like protein that's overly sweet, and this isn't at all. So when you blend it up in a blender, say you add fruit and stuff, it's not as creamy as like the Ambrosia or the first Phorm protein, but I'm okay with that. Sorry. And then the second whey protein that I really like is Optimum Nutrition. They have some decent flavors, cookies and cream, chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. And I like their protein. I haven't had it in a few years, so I don't know if they changed the formula, if it still tastes the same. But when I was taking it, it tasted really good. And again, it's not a very strong taste. It's just enough. And that's just how I like it. I don't want it to be overly sweet. And they also have like really good reviews on their protein. So those would be the 4 proteins that I like the best. Do your research, figure out what it is that you're looking to do. If you need a protein that's fast acting, you're trying to build as much muscle as you can as quickly as possible, maybe start to look into some whey protein, and then look into the ingredients. If there's certain ingredients that you can't consume or don't want to consume, make sure you read the nutrition information to see what they're putting in this protein, because it can be a little tricky. It can say, oh, there's no sugar, but then they have all of these words that you can't pronounce that end in OSE or gum, which is essentially, it's sugar. So it's like, just be careful. Do your research, figure out what works the best for your body. Sometimes you'll get something and it doesn't work, unfortunately, and then you might have to buy something else. I've gone through a lot of different supplements to find the best things that work for me, but these 4 I really do like for me personally. So I think if you all try it out, you would like it too. But if you go with a different brand, there's nothing wrong with that either. We are all done. Thank you all so much for sticking with me throughout this entire video. I know it's probably going to be a long video. I apologize. I just wanted to make sure that I was able to answer all of your questions. And if you all have more, feel free to leave them down below and I'll respond to you in the comment section. So ask me more. I do not mind. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Again, I'm still pretty new in the bodybuilding community, so I'm learning and growing each week and after each competition. But thank you all so much for all the new subscribers. It was so crazy because like over these past few weeks, I've gained a lot of new people, so I appreciate it. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that as well. And I will see you all next week in my 6 weeks out video. Bye.